Tell me what. Augustus J. McCann was a henpecked married man. He'd been fighting with his wife since his married life began. One night about 3:30, while out upon a spree, a motor knocked him down and out and nearly broke his knee. The chauffeur raised Mac's head. Why, said, this man is dead. But when he said, we'll take him home, McCann jumped up and said, don't take me home. Please don't take me home. Tell me, what did I do to you? Have a little pity, I'm a poor married man. In search of peace I roam. I'm with you in anything you do, but don't take me home. McCann became so sore that he ran off to the war. That war was like vacation time after all he'd fought before. He always led the fray, but he was shot one day. His comrades saw he couldn't walk, so they carried him away. Upon his cot he fell. The doctor said, well, we'll send this man home to his wife. Then Mac began to yell, please don't take me home. Don't take me home. Tell me, what did I do to you? Have a little pity, I'm a poor married man. In search of peace I roam. I'm with you in anything you do, but don't take me home.
Sorry, I get carried away with the old music. Alright, cool. We got 20 people in here. No reason to wait. Very quick stream, so if you have a couple minutes to tolerate me, before I go to work, how was your day? They didn't really start yet. It's starting, but I've done a lot this morning already. Tend the chickens, checked on some plants, and that's kind of what I wanted to show you. So I kind of go organically with what's on my brain, and because I'm trying to stream every day, no matter how quick it is, I wanted to just come on here and talk about pattern recognition. In my day-to-day, I generally come across different patterns, and though I may be critical, like I may be criticized about overanalyzing things, without the way I look at these patterns, I don't feel like I improve myself, because it's my improvement is merely a reaction to these patterns. So I did want to just discuss that real quick. I will come on later if this goes okay, and throughout the day I keep thinking about the same thought. But and if you want to blast in the chat any patterns that you that help you or hurt you, or things that you just recognize that others don't. But I wanted to show you something real quick. Give me like 2 seconds to just set this up. So if you want to just have fun for a couple minutes, much appreciated. Don't care if you need to check a like or whatever. All that doesn't matter. I just want you to hang out. Alright, let's go. Okay, so this morning I was going around. It snowed. Snow's been here. Snow is not going anywhere. We got like 2 feet of snow outside. It's been outside for some time. It's not going anywhere. We don't have any. Oh, sorry for that. Clear my throat. But we don't have any really warm, sunny days. So unless you go out there and do something with the snow, it's not going to be there. So I've been getting very prepared for this season. This is going to be my best gardening season ever. And I'm totally excited about it. So I'm really focused on what to plant. So thyme is a big deal for my house, and my whole idea behind gardening and planting is, and in a lot of things that I do, I like to have an abundance. Like I like to have way more than I need, so I can give away or figure out what to do with that. So I started right before the snow hit. I went and I made some cuttings that I want to show you of thyme. I believe I want to say it's English time. And, everyone could do this, but the internet makes everything look easy. You just take a little cutting, you put it in some dirt, and then voila, a plant happens, right? So one of the patterns or just things that I had to be very observant of is when I made this little makeshift pot. I'll just show you. Um, so the I made this little makeshift. Sorry, made this little makeshift pot from old lunch container that my daughter wasn't using anymore. Inside, I have like a little grid. That grid is made from toilet paper rolls, and the soil collectively is I have some worm castings because I do keep worms. Not too good at it yet, but there's enough to put some castings in the soil, and some old soil and some old, I think, vermiculite that I found just like laying around. So I put that in here. Everything was good, and I had it just like this. So I put it in the window, or get enough sun. We get enough sun in the winter. So just put it up there, see what was gonna happen. And immediately, the first pattern that I recognized was that even though the leaves had an initial spark, so as you can see, the leaves, the really bright yellow ones, obviously the ones at the end, those are the young leaves. So even though I've interacted with thyme, I have thyme plants. They're outside. I don't really keep plants inside. I thought it was pretty interesting to see how fast the light leaves popped out. So I thought everything was all good, right? But in the winter, because I have forced air heating, the air is super dry. Um, some people, if you have any kind of respiratory issues, you'll probably notice that the air is dry. For me, I don't really think about it. But the plants, I felt like this was lacking humidity, and usually I try to go for, some sort of a dome. But with this, I was just so excited that I took, what is this, 4x4. I took 16 toilet paper rolls. There's probably 8 toilet paper rolls, cut them in half, and made a nice little grid. And I could demonstrate that to you if you want. But yeah, so I made nice little planters and put them in here, and said, because I kind of I probably want 50. I want to think I want this year. I want 50 thyme plants. As much time is being used in my house and family and all of that. And we're gonna get creative with it. That's my goal for the year. So I was so excited to do this, but then I realized that I saw the leaves start turning brown. So then I said, okay, well, we got to introduce some humidity. So this became, and this is just I got some clearance bread from the supermarket, and it just had the plastic afterwards. And I have a thing about just not wasting everything. A lot of things I do is upcycled. Um, so then this just became a dome. Cut a little hole in it, put it on top, sit it in the window, right? So I was happy with this. See the 99-cent sticker on there. Pretty happy with that, right? A day or two later, you start seeing signs of humidity. You see the droplets all over. And then the next pattern happened was because there must have been too much water. So I had to cut a bigger hole because you could tell. And again, I'm mainly just talking about observations and patterns that are going to make you successful, not just with gardening, but just in life. When you're at work, there's these patterns, or there's activities where um, people do things and they miss those patterns, or people should be feeding into patterns that help other people, right? So I'm using those ideas through this example. So when I put the plastic over the plant, I started to see mold on the plant. So now I have a fungus problem, right? So the soil, none of the soil came from outside. So this is something deep that I'm creating, and I'm not helping to, go in the right direction. So I'm not trying to give up on this. There was a lot of excitement that went into this. You know what I'm saying? So what I ended up doing was, okay, I kind of manicured it. So I came and I cut out the little mold, and I cut a bigger hole into the plastic, and I put the plastic back on, and lo and behold, I started to see like more bushiness. I mean, these were like really tiny. The bottom that's going in is pretty much absolutely, my man. What's up, Mick the Pick? Right, pre-work stream, right? Do it. So I so I said, okay, what was that? So I got the everything right now at this point. I feel like the right humidity, and I'm observing that through just my observations. I got a nice sunny spot. If you look at the sun in the wintertime, even though it's cold as shit outside, the sun is super bright. So by that window, the plants are getting like optimal light. Probably, I mean, I ain't a scientist or anything, but it's not summertime. But I would think that the sun is too strong, whereas in the wintertime with the temperatures being cool, especially inside the house, it's sort of balanced, but it's a good amount of sun. So the plants were responding and they bushed out. So what was interesting is, for whatever reason, I did not go back to the same internet to find how the roots were gonna grow, how long it was gonna take, and I guess part of that was intentional because it's like more of an experiment for me. So today, this morning, real IRL, I went to check, because I just checked to see if it needs water. And for whatever reason, and I don't think this is the first time this was here, but I found the roots. And the roots, I've tested by pulling out one of the plants before. And I found the roots, and the roots are not inside the soil. They're not attached to the nodes that I shaved off, the leaves. They're attached to the growing plant. They're like above. Like if um, I'm sorry, I'm not used to this camera. Let me see if I get a good. I think this one. Damn. No, okay. So if you could see, I got a cheap webcam. Hold on. It's a lot harder than I thought it would be. Okay, so in that far left, you could see something hanging down like a hair, right? And that hair,
That war was like vacation time after all he'd fought before. He always led the phrase.
that hair. Sorry, I was reading the chat. I didn't. Your English is so bad. Oh, don't worry about that. This is the internet. We got a mix. We got a mixed group here. We have the world's language. So I'll post some pictures later when I want to do like a more thorough stream, because I gotta go to work in a second. But essentially, what I'm trying to say is that what I wasn't aware of is that this plant is sending out roots from the growth that's on top, and those roots are trying to reach the ground. That this is a time. I'll put it in the chat. Sorry. So these roots are trying to reach the ground, but the roots are not growing out of the nodes that are underground. And it just reminded me of like in life how sometimes we miss because everything is always about like going up, and sometimes people need to understand that like if you ever played Candyland, like you got to go 2 spaces back sometimes to go 5 spaces forward. And this is like evidence in life for me that you know this plant designed itself or evolved with however you see that. This plant is designed to um, be alive from underground, above ground, but the next growth of it is going to actually go from above ground and find its way back underground just so that it could sustain and be stronger. And that was like, I mean, maybe too deep, maybe overthinking it. That's totally fine if you think that. But I found it interesting, and it's just a pattern that I was able to observe this morning. And in my day to day, I've been not struggling, but definitely more sensitive and aware to patterns. And I came on this morning and said, what do I want to talk about? Because I want to have a more, I've been saying this, more diverse topics, more diverse things to tell people or to hang out with people. My goal is to get people that want to hear stuff, and it's not the common stuff that you hear. It's not the overwhelming or frustrating things that are really like tapping our soul. But that was it. I'll give anyone a minute if you have a question or want to drop something in the chat. Other than that, I'm gonna be on my way. I hope you enjoyed. I hope whether you learned something or not, I don't know what to do with that. But yeah, I got this out, so I feel good. But I want you to feel good too. So however that happens, it happens. So just be aware and careful of the patterns that are around you and in your life. And I'll talk more about this later. And maybe I'm the type of person that I need to do this a couple things to kind of a couple times to get it right, to really nail down because it's all coming together, and that's fine. That's okay. Very interesting things to think about. Yeah, man. When I thought about it, Mick the Pick, I was like you get one little thought and it's just the idea, and I don't know. I'm not on like a psychedelic or nothing, but thanks for bringing this to us today. Of course, man. Totally. Come on. I got you. So yeah, I when I thought of the basic premise of the idea, because I was just watering the time or just checking on it, the concept like blew up in my head, and I almost didn't make it here because I was stuck in um, this pattern of pattern recognition. I was thinking about the one of the most exciting things, or not exciting, one of the things that I always come back to is like these important inventions that pretty much are all around us and we ignore. I find that very interesting. Like the Archimedes screw, right? The Archimedes screw moves. Look it up. I don't have time to like pull it up or anything, but this was an invention to be able to get. I think initially it was water, but in all types of gadgets, anytime you want to move something from left to right or from south to north, we tend to have an Archimedes screw involved in it, and this pattern is all around us, and it's I don't want to call it perfect, but to our simple human lives, it is these solutions that stay with us. They're meaningful and they're perfect for us. But yeah, so if nothing else is in the chat, you don't have any other questions, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Grow what you need to grow. Definitely grow as a person, though. I'll holla at you guys later if I can find the stop stream button. Peace.